Alright, so we got Craftworld Eldar, the most impactful faction for real. Before we get into it, first of all, shout out to Crack Duck. We haven't checked out a Crack Duck video in a very long time. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I already uploaded the second video for today, but turns out we actually already reacted to that video about a month ago, and I didn't even know. As soon as somebody commented, it was like, yo, you already reacted to this. As soon as I go check to see if I, reacted to it or not, bro, they followed up with a link. I clicked the link, and bro, I already reacted. Already reacted to the video. So here we are. Shout out to Crack Duck again. Let's go.
This video is sponsored by Incogni.
Quack, quack.
Hi friends, today we're going to be talking about the single most successful species in the entire 40k universe. Sure, they've hit some rough times and haven't been doing so hot lately, but who hasn't had their hiccups? Plus, despite being one of the key factions in the setting and having perhaps the biggest impact on the setting, these dudes are still a pretty...
Yo, who's this gremlin down here, bro? Who's this menace to society down here? Who's this school threat down here, bro?
Underrated and neglected faction, so you can be both a pompous elite who's better than everyone while still somehow being an underdog. Today, we're talking about the Craftworld Eldar, and we're gonna resist Power Ranger ultra advanced ninja dudes with ghost robots. Well, apparently a lot of people, but forget that. Today, we like the elves. And before talking about those funky Craftworlders, we gotta discuss the Eldar race as a whole.
All right.
But first, speaking of dying empires, you know what empire's dying for me? The empire of annoying scam likely calls has been in shambles since I started using Incogni. That's right, this video is sponsored by Incogni. Beyond annoying.
Hey, brother, get your money, bro. Get paid. I understand, bro. Get paid, bro.
Though, the Eldar were created by the old ones in the War in Heaven to wage war.
Yo, we gotta do a video about that. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I've heard about this whole War in Heaven thing for like, what, 10, 20,000 times, and I'm gonna be honest with you, bro, we gotta do a video on that, because I'm gonna keep it real. We gotta know about it all going down. Now, to be real, I do know, like, what happened in the War in Heaven. Obviously, for my Christians out there, we talking about the War in Heaven in Warhammer, not in real,
in heaven against the Necron menace.
I have to clarify
Since the old ones were getting their gobsmacked, they created a bunch of species.
Ooh, boy, he down bad, bro. His face is down bad. He got his teeth, first of all, listen, I'm not Brad Pitt. I'm not Michael B. Jordan. I know I don't have the face credentials, to be talking about somebody's face. But man, bro, if I look like him, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I become the biggest threat known to humanity. I'm sorry.
Use like Pokemon against the stupid skeletons. And just like Pokemon, there's a physical and special attack split. So where the Kroaks were incredibly powerful and imposing soldiers, the Eldar were extremely potent psychers. The War in Heaven era Eldar were probably the most powerful psychers the universe has ever seen, as they went toe-to-toe with gods. Despite the Eldar's incredible sorcery, the Necrons were able to vanquish the old ones. However, after
man, I'm trying to tell y'all. See, y'all won't listen. That's the thing about you, a lot of you guys out there. Y'all don't listen. Let me put you guys on a game. Bro, these Necrons are nothing to be played with. Do you understand me? These Necrons are nothing to be... Yo. If you say anything about them, they're pulling up 8 trucks deep. Bro. Yo, they're glowing green, bro. Yo, they're glowing green like they got Nickelodeon slime all over them. I promise you. This is why... I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not scared of nothing and nobody except for them Necrons. Man, them boys, bro. Hey, if they say, bro, get down on one knee and start bowing down to us, no lie, bro. I'm getting down on one knee and I'm bowing down to him, bro. No lie. For real, I'm scared of him.
Destroying the old ones and shattering the Catan, the Necrons had to go into the Great Sleep in order to evade the Eldar. Although the Necrons had won the war, the Eldar had become so powerful that the Necrons couldn't possibly hope to defeat them in their war-torn state. So, with the Necrons, old ones, and Catan gone, the Eldar culled the Korks and took dominion of the galaxy.
Lit them up like the 4th of July. Look at them.
Becoming the most advanced society ever. The Eldar was the most powerful and longest lasting empire in the entire setting. Think about it. The current dominant race in the galaxy, humanity, has been around for about 340,000-ish years, whereas the Eldar Empire lasted for around 60 million years.
Man,
and keep in mind, humanity has had a multitude of different empires and governments throughout. Even the Imperium and Dark Age of technology mankind pales in comparison.
Wait, so does this mean they... Wait a minute. Yo, imagine like TV back in the day, bro. Man, that would have been crazy.
Into the lifespan of the Eldar Empire. The Eldar Empire was incredibly technologically advanced, wholly unmatched in military might, and extremely expansive, immune to disease, unthreatened by external threat, and far beyond conventional societal struggles. The Eldar became bored and unfulfilled in life. So, real quick, let me do a little aside on Eldar biology. The Eldar are quite literally built differently. They may look like humans, but they are extremely elegant, superficially perfect, and they're also supernaturally fast, have ungodly reflexes, and possess an incomprehensibly deep range of emotions and senses, and are all very psychically attuned. They are so much more refined than humans that they're said to perceive humanity in almost slow motion and find them very awkward. They even felt that way after looking at the non-me humans as well. And, on the other end, humans tend to find the Eldar unsettling or uncanny because of the way they move and talk. But, most importantly, the Eldar are freaky little fellas who have emotions and passions far, far more extreme than humans, not to mention their virtual immortality. So, with every corporeal problem solved, they're curious.
Yo, I'm gonna keep it real, bro, and I don't want to be that guy, bro, but like, if I had this hairstyle, bro, I'd become a bully. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I know I'm rocking the buzz cut of Doomerson. I'm the buzz cut of hell. I know I'm rocking that right now. The only reason I'm rocking the buzz cut of Doomerson is because it's the summertime. We all know, bro. If you don't get a like a haircut, bro, in the summertime, I'm gonna be honest with you, something's literally wrong with you.
Curiosity got the best of them, and they began to explore more and more esoteric fields and doing, let's just say weird things.
See, that's what happens whenever y'all let y'all curiosity go run free. And bro, I love how like nowadays, bro, you got so many people nowadays that's, oh, I just want to be free. Let me be free. Let me do what I want. Let me indulge into whatever I want. Okay. All right, go ahead and indulge into whatever you want. Because guess what? As soon as that start happening, then all of it, and listen, I'm not going to say nobody's names. Like, I'm not going to say any names or whatever, but usually some people, when they want to be free and they want to indulge into whatever they want to indulge in, after a while, it's not enough for them. And they get darker and darker and darker. I'm just telling the truth. Maybe, to a lot of you guys, I'm lying or whatever, bro. But you know what I'm saying, bro. There's people, bro, who aren't just satisfied with the weed. There's people, bro, who pick up the white stuff. There's people who pick up the spoon and the needle. There's people who pick up, drugs worse than those. You get what I'm saying. It's diabolical out here, bro.
Thus, the noble values and altruistic pursuits that once defined the Empire were largely abandoned for some crazy-ass thing.
Yo, I wonder, like, back in the day, like, whenever, like, the Eldar was, like, alive 60 million years ago, I wonder, like, if they had cars or not. Like, that's crazy, bro. Like, imagine if they had, like, Teslas and Cybertrucks and stuff like that back in the day.
And this is where the Craftworld Eldar finally appear in their own video. The Craftworlders were societies of traders who lived aboard trading ships known as Craftworlds, and these are your typical clog and canal trading ships. The Craftworlds were humongous continent to planetoid-sized ships that could house entire cities of Eldar. The Craftworld...
Yo, like, honestly, like, real life, I kind of wonder, like, if the Eldar had, like, if they had, like, the same air as us. Because y'all know, like two oxygens, us humans, we need 2 oxygens and like 1 hydrogen to make air, right? Bro, I wonder if they had like the same air as us back in the day.
Go across the galaxy on trading missions and only return to the central Eldar Empire a few times every 1,000 or so years. Due to them rarely interacting with the greater Eldar Empire, they saw the race's fall to degeneracy more clearly and became increasingly independent of the Eldar Empire. Some even having the foresight to prepare for an inevitable collapse in society. And so, eventually, the Eldar's degeneracy hit a tipping point, and the combination of the Eldar's degenerate ways, extreme emotions, and psychic might gave birth to the Prince of Pleasure, God of Excess, Slaanesh.
It's y'all fault, bro. No, don't shake your head. It's your fault. See us. Look at this. Look at this. I love Crack Duck's videos because he actually put it together in the most easiest way. Degeneracy, extreme emotions, and psychic powers. Wow. Now I know us humans, we at least got two of these things. I know we got degeneracy, and I know we got psychic powers, bro. It's really ridiculous on how and I know the elder, they got extreme emotions. It's so crazy how bro, we could really just get bro, we legit created Slaanesh, bro. Freaky frogs, freaky demons, bro.
In an instant, billions of Eldar were annihilated, their gods killed, other than a few, and their souls being devoured by Slaanesh. And only a tiny population of Eldar were able to survive.
Bro, I was literally about to say this. I know that sounds so good to y'all. Your soul getting slurped by Slaanesh. Yo, I know, bro. I know the game, and I know how y'all think. I know the game, bro. I know the game. A lot of y'all, bro, are diabolical demons. And, bro, you need to get those demons removed out of you, bro. Pronto, bro. For real.
Most of those being the Craftworld Eldar and the Exodites. And even then, only the most remote Craftworlders and Exodites were spared as the psychic cataclysm was just so intense. This left the Eldar population ravaged and essentially doomed the race since their reproduction was very slow, their souls are damned, and the once harmless threats of the galaxy became quite harmful and threatening all of a sudden. Which, also, I'm not an elf simp or anything, but it does irk me when people blame the Craftworld Eldar for birthing Slaanesh. They were like the 0.01% of Eldar who weren't filthy degenerates who ruined the world. But anyways, after the death of the Eldar Empire, humanity was primed to take the galaxy, and then the Craftworlders became dead set on preserving their dying race by keeping their traditions and themselves alive. In the present time, the Craftworlders continue to travel the stars, always on the defensive from Slaanesh and the opportunistic threats of the galaxy. Some measures that the Eldar take in order to evade Slaanesh are Spirit Stones and their Path System. So, let's go over those measures real quick. Firstly, Soul Stones are the little gems that Eldar wear and adorn their tech with, and they gotta wear these because after the birth of Slaanesh, all Eldar souls get devoured by Slaanesh if no other measures are taken. So, Spirit Stones essentially capture Eldar souls before they can be eaten, and they're put into the Craftworld's Infinity Circuit, which is like a big ol' soul piggy bank. In addition, Eldar souls from the Infinity Circuit can be taken and put into the coolest Eldar thing ever, the Wraith Constructs. However, most of—
Man, what in the Cybertruck? Man, what in the alien isolation am I looking at? Now, I'm gonna keep it real. Maybe, cause y'all know, I'm not, I'm a Christian man. I'm not into the, man, what do they call it? The little evil eyes and stuff. No, we don't even do the little evil pearls and stuff. We don't do those. But I will keep it honest with you. These pearls do look a little nice. Now, if I was to have a bunch of these pearls on a little necklace or on a watch or something like that, I can't lie to you, bro. Yo, I'm walking into the building, bro. All the girls are gonna just look at my wrist and look at my necklace and stuff like that. I'm gonna keep it real for what it is, y'all. These things do look a little cool.
time, this leaves the warrior in a haze and they need guidance of a spirit seer to function. Anyways though, the other way they keep from having the devil eat their soul is by partaking in the mystical and archaic practice of having a fucking hobby. Much like how humans without a hobby fall to doom scrolling and jorking it all.
Facts, y'all. Hey, he's not wrong, bro. Y'all, please get a hobby, y'all. I'm so glad this YouTube thing was my hobby since I was a little kid. I obviously we didn't really start getting numbers or whatever until probably last year or the year before that. But bro, man, I'm so glad I just had this YouTube thing in my life, man, because a lot of people don't have hobbies, y'all. A lot of people they don't have something, bro, that keeps them busy to the point to where and I'm not even saying you got to make money off this thing, but a lot of people don't even have something to keep them focused or busy, y'all. Man. But I'm going to be honest with you, this YouTube thing is more than a hobby though. This YouTube thing, bro, is really I'll keep it real, bro. It was my dream, bro, and it still is my dream, but obviously I'm doing it now. So I guess you could say I'm living in my dream, but at the same time, bro, you get what I'm saying. It's my purpose, bro. This YouTube thing is my purpose, but other than that, man, bro, make sure y'all get a hobby, bro. No matter what it is. I don't care if you got to play with Legos, bro. Make sure you try to get a hobby.
Eldar without a hobby tend to fall to sadistic murder parties and literal apocalypse level
Murder parties.
degeneracy. So they have this thing called the Asuryani path system in order to prevent this. Due to the Eldar's tendency towards the extremes and natural desire for powerful sensations, they channel their inner angst towards a goal. Whoa! Breaking news! After 60 million years, Ultra Mega Race discovers that having a goal in life is a good thing. Joking aside, though, these goals aren't quite like normal human goals, such as buying a house, getting a stable job, having more than 2 friends. No, Eldar goals are realistic.
You know what's so crazy, y'all? I'm keeping it real. You know what's so crazy? In 2025, it's better to have less friends. You think I'm lying? Now, I'm not saying you gotta have 2, 3 friends, whatever. I'm just saying, bro, like, if you want real friends, I'm talking about quarters, y'all, not pennies. Because anybody could have 100 pennies, but it's way better to have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. Now, read between the lines. Listen to what I'm saying. It's way better to have 4 quarters than 100 pennies, bro. And if you don't know what that means, let me break it down for you. Let's break it down like we're in step up 3. Basically, what I'm saying is, bro, it's better to have real, genuine friends, which, you might have, 2 or 3 or 4 maybe genuine friends, than a bunch of people that, that doesn't really care about you, bro. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. There's a lot of people, there's probably some people watching right now, bro, who probably got, like, a lot of pennies, who probably got, like, a lot of people, bro, who don't really care for them and stuff like that. And to be honest with you, bro, that's just life, the sooner you learn that, the better off you'll be. So if you're a kid, if you're a teenager, whatever, or if you're like a young adult and you're just now learning about which is typically happens to everybody, not even just men, but just men and women. It's better to have 2 to 3 real people than to have a bunch of people that you claim that's your friend when in reality, they're not. So
just kidding, or
little King Indie life lesson. I just had to, I feel like I feel like I could be like a little motivational like speaker or something like that, or like somebody that could really like just give game.
Maybe not.
And
but anyways, Eldar Pass, like literally everything else they do, is incredibly extreme and crazy at anyone who isn't virtually immortal. All Craftworld Eldar pick a path.
Let me see. Path of the seer, path of the drummer, path of the botanist, path of the axtisan, path of the warrior, path of the whatever the hell else. Okay. W reading.
And then wholly dedicate themselves to that path. They set out to completely master whatever path they chose, and this theoretically distracts them from their dangerous urges. And these paths can be basically anything.
Really? Wow. Can I read this real quick? John and Darla Crocker, who deductively abstained from sex during their 14-month courtship, have remained abstinent after marriage and plan to do so indefinitely. If it was holy before, it must be double holy afterwards. Darla says they now have completed 25 months of marriage without any sexual contact. Cap, bro. That's cap. Shout out to Darla, but I can't lie to you, John is definitely getting something off behind closed doors. There is no, bro. Now, I'm not saying that a man can't abstain from sexual activity, because a man can. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I've done it before. I've abstained from, I purposely abstained from sexual activity, whether that was self-pleasure or whether it was with a female, whatever. I've done that, bro. I mean, I follow God. So, God really don't want us to be out here, just doing it, without me being married. So, if he don't want me to do that, then I gotta, stay abstinent. So, Bro, I'm gonna keep it real for what it is, bro. The fact that he's married, y'all, and he hasn't done nothing in 25 months with his wife. I can see if this is his girlfriend and he's wanting to get married and he's like a Christian or something like that, then yeah, because obviously I'm a Christian too, and I know like how that whole thing goes. And y'all know me, bro. I'm staying, yo, yo. If I'm not getting married, bro, nothing get. If I'm not getting married, yo, nothing is going off, bro. Bro, hey, this section of my body off limits, bro. This thing is, yo, I'm not saying it's inactive, but bro, nothing functioning around here, bro. If I'm not getting married, then it's not going down, okay? That's basically what I'm saying. Now, obviously, y'all, with my willpower, I can definitely do that, you know, and obviously I'm doing it for God, so I can definitely do that. For John, the fact that he's married, see, you can actually do it. You know, you can do whatever, you know, since you married or whatever. Bro, he has to be getting something off behind closed doors, bro. I don't know if it's in the morning, if he's going crazy, you know, with the OnlyFans or whatever, bro. But there's no way. There's no way. I refuse to believe it, bro. 25 months, that's 2 years, y'all. That's 2 years and 1 month, bro. Without no sexual contact, he got to be doing something behind closed doors. He has to. He doesn't have the willpower like me and Vulcan. There's no way.
Surges. And these paths can be basically anything, from passive gardening or something stupid to perhaps the most famous path of the warrior that the aspect warriors partake in. And an Eldar can change their path whenever they deem necessary or whenever they feel like they've learned as much as they could from that path. Although they abandoned their past paths, the experiences on the paths enrich their spirit and helped expand their minds even further for their future endeavors. Alternatively, if they get too immersed in their path, they may be lost on the path and unable to do anything but whatever their path is. But back to the warrior path thing, those on the path of the warrior are the aspect warriors, and they are one of the most, if not the most, elite warriors in the entire setting. Honestly, I'd say in general the aspect warriors are the most elite warriors in the setting.
The glaze is crazy. I will keep it real though. They do look a little calm. They all look a little calm. I mean, nah, they actually do. Hey, I'm gonna keep it real. Let's keep it real for what it is. I don't know if my face cam is blocking this guy right here, but man, he killing the game right now. Boy, he got the all blue on, bro. Man, hey, I don't want to be that guy, bro, but he killing the game right now in this blue. Look at him, y'all. Look at him. He's shining out. Look at him, bro. He got the cowboy boots on too. This is hey. He cutting up right now, y'all.
With only really the Custodes or
Let's
other Eldar factions coming close.
He got it
Take
on
note,
right
I
now.
said most elite, not most powerful. Marines and Orcs have more brute force and durability, and there's some other big boy threats out there, but in terms of sheer skill, the Eldar elites are largely unmatched. But anyways, another prominent warrior for the Eldar are, of course, their Psykers. They have, or are supposed to have, the most powerful Psykers of all the main factions. Although they're far weaker than their War in Heaven counterparts and can't unleash their full might lest they get their souls eaten or they turn into crystals or whatever, the Eldar Seers are still a very deadly force and are some of the most powerful individual units in the setting. And then finally, in these dire times, every Eldar is trained in combat, meaning that even Craftworld civilians must take up arms to defend their dying race from the myriad threats of the galaxy.
Man, that's y'all job. That's y'all job. I'm sorry. I could never, bro. And let me, I'm gonna say a prayer too, bro. If that ever came down, because I think that's like a draft in real life, right? For us, right? I'm in America. And most of you guys are in America too that watch me. Yo, man, I say a prayer, bro. I'm like, yo, I do not want to be in the draft, bro. I do not want to even participate in the draft, bro. That is the worst thing of all, bro. I don't even, and it's not even about like, you know, not even fighting for the country. It's just like, bro, the U.S. Army's already strong enough. We number one. I don't want to be SpongeBob around here, but bro, like we're number one, bro. Like it's crazy. Listen, I know me saying that America's army is number one. I know that pissed some of y'all off. I know y'all are like, oh yeah, let me go to my comments real quick. I know y'all in the comments going crazy right now. And if I'm being honest with you, bro, I'm American, bro. I'm a little biased. I'm American. I'm What do y'all expect, bro? What y'all want me to root against my country? Like,
Thus, the most numerous
number
Eldar
one.
military force, the Guardians, are a militia.
We're number one.
But them being civilians doesn't mean they're weak. Even though they're technically civilians, the Eldar Guardians are still on par with most factions' elite warriors, if not better, simply due to the Eldars' long lives and biology. The Guardians are split into two main groups, those being the Guardian Defenders and the Storm Guardians.
that helmet hard.
These are basically just ranged versus melee, with the Defenders using shuriken catapults and heavier weapons, while Storm Guardians use chain swords and shuriken pistols. Speaking of shuriken weapons though, quickly for here, their most common weapon is that of the shuriken variety, and these funky guns shoot razor-sharp monomolecular discs at their enemies. The extreme velocity and impossible sharpness means that
Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm pretty sure like I had a gun like that in like what 13 AB, I think.
can easily rend flesh and penetrate armor relative to comparable weapons of other factions. Also, fun fact, the magazine of the gun is actually a solid piece of wraith bone that the catapult basically cuts up into discs and shoots out. And then another fun fact, these little tube thingies interface the gun to their armor so they can aim better. But anyways, speaking of armor, the standard Eldar armor is their mesh armor. These are psychic bodysuits that feel like conventional cloth when wearing, but harden when impacted. This means it's very protective while also offering unrivaled mobility and lightness. The mesh armor can also be fitted with psychoplastic plates for even better protection at the cost of a little bit of weight. But even the heaviest of Eldar armor is far lighter than their contemporaries. This plays well into their fast and furious hit and run fighting style. Which, speaking of, the Eldar tend to employ a fast and furious hit and run fighting style. This makes a lot of sense as they're already the fastest race, but also because they must minimize casualties due to the thirst god and their dwindling population, so they really play into the glass cannon build.
Boy, he built like prime Brian Urlacher. Man, he built yo, he built like prime Jerome Bettis.
Expanding on that, the Eldar generally try to avoid conflict altogether and use their Farseers to try and prevent conflicts that threaten them. This has varying degrees of success since they seemingly only talk like they overdose on brain max, and it usually goes something like this.
Oh no.
I don't speak Italian, stupid.
Lighten them up like the 4th of July.
Gulp. How could anyone have foreseen this tragedy? Imagine dying noises now. But also, something very interesting with the Eldar warriors is that since they possess such powerful emotions, they actually feel extremely bad about killing. Unless they deem their victims to be mindless pests like orc or tyrannids, they do feel really bad.
That's cap. That's cap, bro. This is Warhammer. What are we talking? Yo, none of these dudes feel bad. This is Warhammer. Like, what are we talking about? Yo, none of these dudes feel bad about killing nobody. This is Warhammer. Like, let's not, yo, why are we sitting up here trying to be like, oh, let's sympathize with them. You know, they feel bad for, you know, killing people. What? What, huh? What are we talking about? They don't feel bad.
People often say that the Eldar view all other species as lesser beings for the slaughter, but it's not really that simple. Most Eldar actually sympathize with humans since they kind of see themselves in humanity, or at least feel pity towards them. So, when fighting humans, Tau, or other sentient beings, the Eldar must put on a
When fighting humans. Dang, man. I just smoked, bro. I feel so bad. You're fighting us. Like, bro, you're shooting multiple rounds at us. And then as soon as one connects, it's, dang, bro. Dang. 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 I can't believe it. You can't believe it, brother. You let off an entire mag. What are we like, huh? Brother, you let off bullets like a Tommy gun. You didn't stop. As a matter of fact, you shot that dude like 80 times. You kept going. What are we? That's like me, yo. That's like if I'm like one of these elder guys, bro, and I'm lighting bro up with the Tommy gun, with the machine gun, with the MAC-10. I emptied the clip and everything. He got shot like 20,000 times, like an ordinary mafia movie. Let's say me and my bro just clap him up, just with the MAC-10, Tommy gun, whatever. Yo, let's say like, yo, the clip runs out. Dang, bro, I can't believe I had to kill him. Dang, bro. Dang, I can't believe I had to kill him. You feel bad?
metaphorical war mask to cope with the negative emotions of murder. Otherwise, they'll likely go insane with despair or bloodlust. But anyways, on that cool, awesome note, that was a Craftworld Eldar, and admittedly, I'm not the biggest Eldar fan, but they are a cool faction, and I do feel like they are quite underrated. For some reason, it seems that everyone but Eldar fans hate Eldar, and they tend to get neglected, and...
Bro, I think that's the end of the video. A lot of y'all do not like the Eldar. Bro, I think there was one guy that was like, yo, can we get more Eldar hate videos? And I was like, wow, that's a new one. I never heard of that one before. Shout out to the boy Crack Duck, man, for this video. I'm sorry that I dropped the video that we, yes, we, W-E, not France, not yes, no. Yes, we, us, plural, us, me and you guys. I'm sorry that I dropped the video that we already reacted to a month ago. That's my fault. That's my bad. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Other than that, man, I'm going to tell that victim out. Bye, everyone.